Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Movie Podcast. And I mean, look, the Dallas Mavericks are just making easy work of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who went 7 games with the defending champs in the Denver Nuggets, right? Completely different series. And, to my shocking, the Mavs are up 3-0 and on the verge of sweeping this team and dusting them off like they were nothing. To be fair to the Minnesota Timberwolves, they've been in all these games, right? The problem is that for this series, even when the series began, it was like, look, they had the Mavericks have 2 closers, and on the side, valid effort from Anthony Edwards. This is he's getting valuable basketball XP. So he'll learn from this, and he'll have his crack at this again in another year or two, right? So it's just, it's the first time being thrust into this situation. With X, he's he's young. He wants all of it, and it's cool, right? You respect young players wanting to take the challenge, and he tried to come back after, not really good performances, in the first like, was it game 2 and game 3? I'm sorry, game 1 and game 2. So, this was a good rebound game for Edwards. Crazy dunk. He had sick dunk of the playoffs on Gafford, right? But highlight dunks don't win the game. But anyways, though, the Mavericks have 2 bona fide closers, man, and in Kyrie and Luka, and you see what they did. I mean, Lively goes down. They got Gafford steps up defensively. They gave Powell some minutes. And really, you have 2 guys that can give you 30 on a given night. When they both give you 30 each, it's a wrap, right? I mean, the Denver Nuggets, they didn't pose this threat to the Timberwolves, right? I mean, it was Jokic gets cooking, and then Jamal Murray closes the game out, right? I mean, that was a very simple recipe that they could defend, right? The problem is that obviously different players, but I mean, Kyrie is his bag is incredible. I mean, he just has multifaceted, one of the best finish, if not the best finisher at the rim I've ever seen. One of the best mid-range games I've ever seen. Same for Luka Doncic, one of the best mid-range games. His 3, look, he is almost, James Harden perfected a step back 3 at his apex, and I think Luka is almost as automatic. He's getting close to that level when 2018 James Harden, so at 2017 James Harden step back 3 was almost automatic. You can book it. Luka is teetering in that category, right? And the crazy thing about this is that Luka is on a dominant run. Now, I know when Jason Kidd has said, he sees Jordan, or made comparisons to the greats at the time, and he compared Luka to Jordan at his age compared to other players. I had people scratching their head. Definitely had me scratching my head, right? I even made a vid about it. So, clown on me. And I'm starting to see it, right? This is what apex level basketball it looks like when it comes to your superstars in a Luka Doncic. So I'm seeing it. I am now, since I'm seeing this in the postseason, and he is making a deep run right now. He is adding receipts and adding credibility to Jason Kidd's statement, right? So I will tip my cap to Luka Doncic. And listen, at this point, before this series began, I had Mavs winning this series and winning the championship. I cannot trust Boston, right? What is the Celtics going to do with this? I mean, listen, the Mavericks, even though they're on the verge of sweeping, they're playing the tougher team in the West compared to what Boston is going through. Where Boston, you can make the case, could be down 2-1, right? There is no hesitancy with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving now in closing games. Luka Doncic has no problem with Kyrie icing the game out and vice versa. They are both closing the game out at the same time. They're both making plays at the same time, right? They let their bigs play defense. The assignments for these bigs is to get rebounds, play defense, and on the offensive end, chances for lobs. That's it. A little bit of lob city in there, right? And for them to finish this game out without Lively is absolutely incredible, right? So hopefully he's okay. He got knocked upside the head by Towns, but what an incredible series so far. Just to see how the Mavericks have been able to put this team down 3-0, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have no answer for Kyrie. At any given moment on the court, you have guys that can go off, and Kyrie or Luka Doncic, and then when they're both on the court, good luck, right? So for Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves, they didn't have somebody else to come to the show, right? Obviously, it's by committee. You would think for this team, the second person would be Karl Anthony Towns, and just not his series. Not his series. Denver Nuggets series, his stock was kind of climbing. Stock went back down. Not a good showcasing for Karl Anthony Towns, who was supposed to be the second supposedly star on this team, and that's not the case. So Timberwolves got some work to do in the offseason in constructing a team. They have a team that can beat Denver. Now, do you have a team that can beat the Dallas Mavericks? That remains to be seen. The series not over yet, but the record, they flash on TV, 154-0 for teams that are up 3-0. No teams that ever come back and win the series. So the series, all intents and purposes, is finished, and the sooner they get through the Wolves, they can rest up. Same thing for the Boston Celtics. And I like the Mavs in 6, winning an NBA championship, and Luka Doncic really planting himself as the premier #1 face in the NBA. Crazy to say, maybe not. But right now he's been on a dominant tear. He won the scoring title. He won a lot of. Look, he won the season scoring title. He's on a tear now. You see the numbers he's putting up in the playoffs. You know what? After this run from the Dallas Mavericks, and if he's able to cap this championship off, you got to put Luka as the #1 player in the NBA, definitely ahead of Jokic and Parsons. And if he does this, he will definitely be, as soon as the season begins, he will be leading MVP candidate. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Leave me your thoughts about this game overall, Luka's performance, Kyrie, Anthony Edwards. Thanks for watching. I'm out.